On Friday, the Trump administration canceled $400 million of federal funding to Columbia University over its inaction to combat rampant anti-Semitism on campus. Well, I'm joined by Columbia Assistant Professor Shai Davidai, who has become the face of the pro-Israel movement on campus. Shai, what do you think about this move from President Trump?
Well, I have to say, it's regardless of what you think of the president, you agree with the president, you disagree with the president made promises. The president made certain attempts to let the universities know that this will come if they won't step up their game. They refused to step up their game, and now the president is following up on his promises and giving them the consequences. That's what it's like being in a democracy.
So here's the question. I think for a lot of folks who see this from the outside, they just kind of see bits and pieces and they say, what's the big deal? It's a protest. Protest is allowed. Why are you guys making such a big deal out of this? Can you maybe walk, the average folk through, is there actually anti-Semitism on your campus? What does it actually look like in person?
If you're only tuning in now, that's totally fine. It's better late than never. And I'll tell you this. Over the past week, forget the past year and a half, over the past week, we've had two violent takeovers of buildings at Columbia University. One in last week, and then when the students didn't get what they want, again, 2 days ago. Those events were 6-hour takeovers of buildings where the university refused to do anything about them. They were all wrapped in keffiyehs and masks, so they couldn't even identify them and give consequences to the students that just barged into the buildings and refused to come out with their drums. But worse of all of that, they were giving out printed propaganda of Hamas, a U.S. designated terrorist organization, basically has its propaganda arm inside the university. The university has known about this for a year and a half. It's been getting so many messages from federal and state government, you have to do something about it. For some reason, they refused to do it. And so the government did the only reasonable thing. You don't act in the American way, you don't get American taxpayers' money. Now, there's a lot more taxes that they're getting, and I hope the university now realizes that it's $3.5 billion a year that they're getting is at risk.
Yeah, that's what I've been reading a lot of these reports, is that this might just be the beginning. But quick question, Shai, are you still barred from campus?
I am personally barred from campus.
Crazy.
Since October 15th, 2024. I don't know if I told you this. I'm still employed, so I needed books for my office for my work. I asked to come in. They wouldn't let me go into my office to get my books. I asked, can my wife come in and get my books? And they wouldn't even let my wife get into the office to get my own books and my own personal items.
So I think for a lot of folks who look at Ivy League schools like, these ivory towers where there's this total disconnect from reality, why is the administration so scared of doing something about people openly supporting Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, and these people that committed an absolute massacre? Why is that so, for lack of better words, not kosher for the administration?
I have to, unfortunately, wake a lot of people up to how these universities are run. Columbia University is a $14 billion endowed organization. And it's run by a bureaucrat. It's run by mid-level managers, people that are really, really good at what they are supposed to do. But running these organizations is not what they are trained to do. What I've been telling people have been asking me, where is the leadership? And I tell them, there is no leadership at Columbia because we do not have leaders. We have managers that were really, really good at managing their 5-person or 10-person team. Now that they are in charge of 40,000 students, thousands of professors, and 14 billion non-taxed endowment, they just don't know what to do. They are in over their head.
Okay, well, Shai, let me ask you this last question. For folks who see this and they think to themselves, what what am I going to do with this information? How can I help? And I think for a lot of folks, there seems to be this explosion of anti-Semitism from Australia to the UK to your school. And the average Joe is just sitting there being like, what do I do with this? So if my friend here is watching and they know this is wrong, they know that anti-Semitism is not okay, what can my friend here actually do?
Thank you for this question, because it's an extremely important point to make. There's a statement that people say in the Middle East. First they come for the Saturday crowd, then they come for the Sunday crowd. Meaning first they come for the Jews, then they come for the Christians. This is not about anti-Semitism. This is not about Israel. This is about the United States of America. If you listen to the protesters on Columbia's campus, in downtown New York City, LA, San Francisco, Toronto, wherever you are, they are not just saying death to Israel. They are saying burn it all down. Down with American imperialism. Down with the USA. So I appreciate every person's allyship, and I stand with my allies, but people have to remember they're not coming for me. They're coming for us. And we have to bring back common sense, moderate strength to America. And I don't care if you're a liberal, a conservative, a Democrat, a Republican, those are labels. First and foremost, you are an American. You are a Western value individual who believes in these things, basic things of humanity, and you just have to stand up and speak up. We cannot let extremists from the extreme left or the extreme right take control of the narrative. It's up to us, moderate. I'm a parent. You're a parent. I'm a son to amazing parents myself. I have an amazing wife. We have to stand up for us, for people, for humanity. That's the only way we can beat this.
Shai, toda rabah, Shabbat Shalom, my friend.
Thank you so much. And, one thing that I always remind people, I'm wearing this shirt as well. There are still 59 hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza, including Idan Alexander, an American citizen, 20 years old kid. So let's get all of them back home.